So, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, or whatever it is where you are. I'm in Japan, so it's 5 o'clock in the evening here. Um, Angus is in UK, so it's 9 o'clock in the morning there, and he's just eating his breakfast. And Natasha's in Nigeria, and it's 9 o'clock for her too, and she's not eating her breakfast because she's too busy trying to help me. So it's a truly international meeting. And I've just heard from Princess Mbara. She can't join us today because she's working, but she would like to join at some point. So that's good. We'll see who joins today. But anyway, let me welcome you to event 13. Yeah, this is the final event in the 13 event series. And yeah, we've had real fun running this because we've been trying to go live on LinkedIn and YouTube, and we've finally given up because it's just not working. So today we're going to just stick to the Zoom meeting. So if you've registered and you want to join us, please come and join us. And if you have registered and you can't join us, then you'll receive the link to replay, and hopefully you can catch up with us that way. So today, the event that we're running today, as I said, is the final one. And the title is, just to give you an auditory glimpse of this, the title is Mastery Leads You Down the Freedom Road. So if you have been following these events, whether it be through replays or you've managed to come and join us live, then maybe you've got the gist of what we have been working through. Well, today is the culmination of all that. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of revision and going back through the various stages of training, and mindset shifting that will enable you to escape the 9-to-5 grind. Remember, this campaign is called Escape the 9-to-5 Grind. I'm Lyndon Thorpe, your host, and the whole point really of this campaign is to give you as much training, free training mostly, and awareness of how you can leave your regular job and step into the limelight of the internet as a netpreneur, as I have done after retiring from full-time work 2 years ago. I've been working all my life in the public sphere, and after retiring, I realized how much I'd neglected myself. You've maybe heard this story before, sorry to repeat it, but really it is the crux of this whole campaign. That's why I created this campaign, because as I recovered from my lifetime of working in the public eye, I began to realize that I had really neglected myself and my dreams, my ambitions. And I set about trying to find a way to recoup all that and live my ideal life, which I am doing right now. Yes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that during the rest of the presentation. First of all, as I've done each event, let me just take you to some questions. Okay, so yeah, the title is Mastery Leads You Down the Freedom Road. Okay, and the subtitle is Integrate to Dazzle. So after event 13, if you have followed the events, the next stage, the next logical stage, is for you to join my partner and mentor, Michael Cheney, who is I'm apprenticed to in Millionaire's Apprentice School, to show you how to deal with the financial aspects of your new limelight self-employed career. And he is a master at this. He's been doing it for 25 years, and he has all the answers in a 5-video training, which you can access freely by giving your name and your email address, so we can give you access, and also so we can keep in touch with you by email about future things. So yeah, with that in mind, let's just think about this. What have you learned from these 13 events? Maybe you've come in and out, you've missed some, but in a moment I'll go through all the events, which, as I said before, that take you from scratch to the point where you've got the right mindset, and then you go on to the financial mastery. And then if you really have made sufficient headway in your shifts of mindset, you may be invited to join Michael Chaney as his apprentice, as I was 9 months ago. And I've never looked back. Let me just pause for a moment to welcome Tasha. Tasha, hi there. Oh, wonderful to see you. Gosh, it's been a while. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is a really old friend of mine, and I haven't seen her for, many years, really. Many years, no, maybe 20 years, something like that. Gosh, great to see you. Sorry about the grey hairs, but there we are.
It's okay. I use paint, so it's just.
Yes, I've been following your hair progress on LinkedIn. It looks great. It's great. Anyway, I'll just plow on with this little presentation, Tasha, and then I'll come back and maybe we can have some discussion. So, yeah, please think about these questions. What have you learned from these events? Have you noticed any changes in your mindset or in the way you feel about your life? I had some participants who made some wonderful comments in several events back. They said, oh, this is really impressive and eye-opening. I'm so inspired. I really want to change my life. I want to get rid of my 9-to-5 job, which I hate. And I'm so impressed with this training. We've had quite a lot of good feedback. So I wonder about you and how you have improved or changed or shifted in some way as a result of these events. And then finally, are you truly happy? Are you truly happy? And are you satisfied with the way you have to earn money? Now, I have been through this in several events, which I'll touch on in a moment. But these really are the questions for you to think about while I'm talking briefly to you. And then hopefully we can have a discussion. So let me just move on. And of course, at this point, I should say, if you do have any questions as I'm talking, please put them in the chat and I will address them, and we can take it from there. And perhaps if we can go into breakout rooms and have a chat later. Anyway, let's move on a little bit now. So yeah, here we are. These are the events. If you've seen the startup guide, which you should have got if you registered in a follow-up mail along with the replay, then we can see the whole range of these events right here. So we started off breaking the chains, which is overcoming fear, loss of security. We moved on to thinking about gratitude. Yeah, that was a bit of a shock to some of you, I think. But in fact, there is at least one person here who will agree with me that gratitude is the foundation of everything. If you are grateful for what you have openly and yourself honestly, then great things will happen in your life, and you will find true happiness, and you will unveil the ancient, little known secret of getting everything you want in life, which is what I'm doing. Event 3 was about your uniqueness, unique DNA, unique talents, unique perspective. And I've designed various trainings that will help you discover them. I'll put you in touch with them. And this is really the key to marketing you. In order to escape the 9-to-5 grind, you need to step into the limelight and be your own boss. And so I've developed training which will help you to find that unique, highly marketable quality. Everybody has a unique quality, a unique skill, a unique know-how or knack or razzmatazz. And that's what we need on the internet. That's what we're looking for. So event 4 was about traveling, hopefully never to arrive, and the power of real goal setting, which is not just about objectives which are outside, which you work hard to attain or reach. It's also about goal setting inside in a spiritual way, and realizing that to get you balanced, you also need to set goals for your inner life. And yeah, I showed you how you could align the external goals, which the external world seems to demand, and the internal goals, which are much more mindful, more meditative, more about your happiness and your stability and state. Okay. Then in event 5, we moved on to an hourly rate, a paycheck. Is this the right price for your passion and purpose? So yes, when I retired 2 years ago, I became horrified as I recovered from retiring. I became horrified that most of my life I've worked for an hourly rate, and not a very high hourly rate either, as a teacher. I've been a teacher most of my life, a mindful teacher, and we don't get paid very well at all, but we're so committed. So really the system takes advantage of us. And I became outraged that I had sold myself out for an hourly rate. So then I started to develop the idea of my purpose in life, my passion in life, and became totally and utterly certain that it was worth far more than an hourly rate. Event 6 was about your internet presence. Yeah, and I feel very strongly about this. My motto is equity, inclusivity, and diversity. Okay, so I don't want anyone to get left behind. I'm also a very committed Buddhist, and so my mission is to embrace everybody. So I had a client recently who said, "Oh, I've got a website already and I'm fine on the internet, but my mother, who is 67, is really interested and keen, but I don't think she can do it." So of course I spent a long time persuading her that her mother could do it and I would help. So nobody needs to get left behind on the internet. This is a global community. The more we include elderly people, especially elderly people, handicapped people, people with imbalances, mental imbalances, and so on, the more the global community will be diversified incredibly. And the more we can help people to avoid things like lonely deaths. I live in Japan. One of the biggest problems here is that people are very shy and introverted. And as they get older, they tend to withdraw. And, you know, even where I live right now, last week, a very elderly man was found dead in his apartment, alone, totally alone. and had been dead for many days before, unfortunately, before he was found. It's a very common problem here in Japan. It's also very common in the UK. I've researched that quite deeply. The older you get, the more unsociable you may become. So the internet is a way to avoid that, and a way to keep people interested, stimulated, learning new skills. One day, the internet may be our only refuge, as it was during the recent pandemic. You know, people were working remotely, me too, me included. This could happen again. We're not certain that pandemics won't crop up again, wars, conflicts. The internet is our refuge in many ways. Of course, it has still many problems which are being sorted out. AI, the rise of AI, of course, now is being really monitored and carefully worked on. But really, it's a fantastic hub that we can all share. Event 7 is about monetizing your uniqueness. So it was connected to Event 3, your unique talents, your know-how, your extraordinary perspective. We can monetize that. Event 8 was about your creativity and creating a sustainable schedule so you can produce content, which you will do on the internet, videos, posts, visuals, all manner of media. Podcasts are now at our fingertips, and the richer, the better. Event 9 was about support communities and networks. I belong to 2 extremely wonderful networks, which, you know, are my entire life really these days. And I have got such support from them as an aging netpreneur. Such a lot of support. This is what you need if you're going to become active on the internet and also make an income from the internet. Building resilience was event 10. This was a big one. The stream and the rock, which are you. Most people feel they are the stream, but then they come up against an obstacle and maybe they want to give up. This happens a lot. In fact, recent statistics tell us that maybe only 4% of new entrepreneurs on the internet survive. Many, many give up because the obstacles are there. There are many obstacles. You have to overcome them. So you have to be really resilient. Yeah. Event 11 was about health and wealth. Okay. Of course, they are connected. If you're physically healthy, mentally healthy, then you will attract wealth. Like attracts wealth. And remember that wealth is just not just money and precious stones and so on. There is inner wealth. There is an idea that wealth symbolized in terms of money and gems, precious gems, real estate and so on, really is about energy. So if your energy is good, if you are resilient, if you've got positive, vibrant energy, you will attract the same thing. If you're negative, if you're the rock, if you're inflexible, if you give up easily, perhaps not. You will attract similar energy. Like attracts like. That's a law of the universe. Event 12 is how to live your ideal life. I'm doing it now. I'm creating. I'm making an income from the internet, and I've never been happier. It's my time now, and I'm loving every minute of it. So today, that's the whole training, the whole series, the whole focus of this campaign, Escape the 9-to-5 Grind. Okay, so let's just move on. And here I've made a kind of collage, really, of all the event visuals. And we can see here are people escaping the 9-to-5 grind. This is gratitude, a gorgeous Buddhist priest baby, Tibetan Buddhist priest baby, emanating gratitude and love. This is about the limelight and your uniqueness, stepping into the light. This is goal setting and your ambitions and your inner goals. This is also about your uniqueness, event 5, and it's about an hourly rate, a paycheck. Come on, you know, your value way exceeds that. Event 6 was about the internet and not getting left behind. Anyone can create a digital presence. Anyone can make a website with a little bit of help. Anyone can join a social media platform. Event 7, name any price for your knack, your know-how, and your razzmatazz. This is about your value. Event 8 is about you as a stitch in the tapestry of all life. And I used my time with Australian Aboriginals to illustrate this. They see all humanity as a huge tapestry, but unfortunately some of the stitches are missing, some are broken, some are faded, and we need to make sure everybody's stitch is in good condition for the whole global community to work in an excellent way. Event 9 was really about supportive networks, and we have to have support. There are many scams around, but if you've got support from a network you trust, you're more likely to be insulated from that. Event 10, the stream wins hands down. So this is about flexibility and your humanity. Event 11 was about supportive communities, and event 12 is all about your ideal life. So these are just some visual images for those of you who thrive on visual images. You will see these in the replays of each event. And then my wonderful assistant, Natasha, she has designed all these gorgeous flyers. She's a great designer. And so I brought them all together to thank her really for doing this. And you can see there are all sorts of exotic ideas around here, around each of the event themes. So as this is the last event, I want to bring everything together and give you a sense of completion. And you can see all the work that has gone into this campaign, not just my work, but also my trusty assistant, Natasha. Not Natasha Tadio, by the way, my other Natasha Gaku. That's interesting, 2 Natashas. But my old friend prefers to be called Tat, so that's a little bit different. Anyway, here we come to the final event. Mastery leads you down the freedom road. And this really is all about the financial mastery. To do this, I want to hand you over to my partner and mentor, Michael Cheney. If you've watched any of the events before, you will have heard me talking about him. He's a multimillionaire. He started out 25 years ago. He quit his job, his traditional job, after 2 years, hated it, felt he was dying, and went to his computer, and 25 years ago started pioneering the idea of making an income from the internet, and he succeeded, multimillionaire. And right now I'm his apprentice. He's handing over his legacy to me and many other apprentices. There are nearly 600 of us now, and we attend school, and he mentors us and teaches us all the tricks, trains us. He's a fantastic teacher, really. He's truly unstoppable. His energy is amazing. He's a very spiritual person. We have contact with him every day, unlike in other communities where the founder is often very distant. He's with us every day. He writes posts, he comments on all our posts, gives us endless amounts of video training. He gives us live training almost every week. He meditates and drinks green tea all the time, highly spiritual being. And he's just so positive. His energy is remarkable inspiration. So he established these steps to getting wealth. Quite simple, 5 steps. Shift your mindset, visualize success, give generously, detach from money. Gratitude is the key. Highly Buddhist. He has done some training, but these are very Buddhist ideas too. So we can see the idea of detachment, generosity, visualization, abundance, gratitude. These are all very much imbued in the Buddhist teachings, and he is really living those teachings now. So if you are ready, having done the other 12 steps, you should be ready to join the 5 free video training. And this is Michael Chaney in action. You'll be totally impressed by his energy. These are the video titles. So a little bit similar to my themes, of course, I've kind of tried to mesh them together, but he takes you right through to the millionaire's mindset and will insist, as you see when you watch, that you cannot become a millionaire if you don't have the right mindset. And I know that because I am a trainee millionaire and I am shifting my mindset all the time. It's an amazing training. So I really recommend you access this free 5 video series by Michael Chaney. All you have to do is give us your name and enter your email address here. That will allow you to access the training completely free, no strings, and just go through that training. And maybe you'll feel as I felt when I first heard him talking. He would talk a lot about his journey, his struggles. He had no mentor. He had no support group. He did this all on his own. He's an utter pioneer, and he got through it. And now he's doesn't have to do another day's work in his life, but he wants to hand on his legacy to us. So I feel extremely honored to be his apprentice and very excited at the future. So it's really simple, no strings. You know me now. You've seen me on LinkedIn, you've seen me on YouTube. You can trust me totally. Just give us your email address and then you can always unsubscribe. There's always the option to unsubscribe. But give it a whirl. Give it a try, experience it and see for yourself. Now, just let me whip through these. These are the trainings I've developed. Briefly, your first digital venture. This is a 6-step blended learning course, which I've written to lead you from scratch to having your own website. And I will personally mentor you to get that site up and running. Free, it's all free. Here's the 95 grind, the anti-95 income plan, video series to join. I mentioned that. I've also developed a live e-workbook, which is a living document, which I'm constantly adding to. You pay $9.95 to me and you get a lifetime license. And this event ebook accompanies the event. So you know, in a short presentation, I can't really go deeply enough, drill down deeply enough into each of the themes to really penetrate it. But in the e-workbook, you can get right deep down into each theme. You can also self-reflect in there. It's an interactive e-workbook. And it's available from the startup guide, which Natasha will be sending the link to. You've probably got it already. Click on the link and you've got a startup guide, which will show you exactly how to reach all of this training. There are twice weekly Escape the 9 to 5 Grind workshops in time zones that should suit everybody. East Coast, Canada, Australia, UK, Europe, etc. Here's my calling card. I can coach you one-to-one. We can negotiate a plan and a cost. The best way to do any of this is to meet with me for a 30-minute free Zoom session, okay? And you can get my Calendly link, which may actually, just to give you a heads up, it may become a Zoom scheduler link. We're having a little bit of unreliable trouble with Calendly. So I think we're going to change to Zoom. So Natasha will tell you about that in her follow-up mail. And you can also contact me by DM on LinkedIn if you need to. But this really is the very best way now for me to guide you into what to do next. Maybe you're overwhelmed. There's so much you could do. Yes, where to get started? Well, I can share with you where I started and lead you to that and guide you through it. So please jump on the scheduling link, which will be in the follow-up mail you'll receive quite soon. Come and talk to me and I'll guide you every step of the way to escaping the 9 to 5 grind. So yeah, these are the things you can do next. Look at all these people in anticipation. The Zoom link is the best thing to do first, in my opinion. Book a Zoom session, then we can explore the training that suits you. Future events will continue. We're going to just continue on. This series is finished. The US series is in event 9 today at noon GMT, 7 a.m. EST. So you can continue on with that, or you can start with event 1 next week, but we're going to change the time from Wednesday to Tuesday. So the new event series will start on Tuesday at 9 a.m. GMT. If you want to get in and see the whole event series, come and join me in a debate, a discussion. It will start next Tuesday. We'll tell you about this in the follow-up mail, and I'll put an announcement on my profile too on LinkedIn. Yeah, get one-to-one wealth coaching with me. I teach mindfulness and meditation, and I will show you how to attract wealth by stabilizing your mind, by opening your heart, and by really focusing your mind in a very special way. You may have had some experience of mindfulness training. I'm fully qualified. I've been teaching mindfulness for many years and meditation. And so if you want a coach that can not only provide a new direction for your money earning activities and your digital position, but also do it in a mindful way, maybe I'm your girl. Anyway, talk to me, come and book a session with me. And there are quite a few webinars coming up, one of which will be how to create your own website in one day, from start to finish, from scratch to launch. So look out for that. I'll be announcing that soon. So I would like to just finish now. We need to come to the end of this with a little quotation, which I love, Alan Watts, one of the best Buddhist writers around. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. I love that. And I created this image. AI helped me to create this image to give this sense of incredible energy, the dance of all existence, if you like. Yeah, and a final word. The only possible thing you can predict and rely on utterly is change. Change is inevitable. We want to fix things. We want to hold them down. We get attached to them. We can't imagine life without them. But things will change. Change is the nature of the universe. It's the nature of humanity. And so, yeah, you can't resist it. But it's much better to plunge into it, go with it, flow with the stream, flow with the river, dance through the rest of your life. I can certainly show you how to do that. So finally, escape the 9-to-5 grind. Mastery leads you down the freedom road. Poof, we've made it. We've made all 13 events every week since the 17th of July. And my final invitation to you is integrate all of this training, all of these insights which come from my extremely rich, long, beautiful life. Integrate them all, take them. It's my legacy. I hand it over to you and dazzle the world. Yeah, it's a very magical life. I can show you if you've been a little bit burdened by the 9-to-5 grind and you're disillusioned and lacking energy and you've got burnout and so on. I've had burnout and I've come out of it. And now I've got endless energy to try to inspire you. So please jump on a Zoom link with me and let's talk about how I can help you to integrate all of this so that you can dazzle the world. I'll stop sharing now. So thank you so much for attending and listening and so patiently.